Hey everyone, it's Lisa with Are You My Cousin? And I'm so excited. I have Daniel Horowitz from MyHeritage here with me today. Hey Daniel, how are you doing?
Hi, Lisa. Very good. Very happy to be here with you and find out how we are cousins, because I'm pretty sure we are.
We probably are somewhere in there. Definitely. So we actually have people real excited. They've already been letting me know that they are here watching. Um, and so we'll give people a couple minutes to find us and get in. But hey, Lindell, I'm so excited you could join us. So you're hot. She's out in Oregon where it's quite hot, and Danny's up in Ohio where he's getting a lot of rain. So,
Well, I
oh,
can I can tell you also here is quite hot this week. We measure in Celsius, and we are
mhm.
hitting the 35 already.
Oh wow,
So
wow,
yeah, it's
yeah.
very hot for us.
We're well. I'm in North Carolina, which is hot and humid in the summer. So yes, it's a typical July day. So out there this week seems to be running hot, but thunderstorms and oh, you just
Yeah,
have to go
crazy
out in it.
weather.
Yeah, you just have to kind of go out and go with it. Hey, Flo, you're back from Oregon, and Anne's from Knoxville, Tennessee. I love Knoxville. Um,
I wonder how many people out of the United States will be watching us today.
I don't know. I'll always know. I don't. I never really get the numbers until afterwards. Hey, June, good to see you. Oh, yeah, she's in the middle of something. She said she's going to watch us a little bit later. So, yeah, I don't know how many people will be able to watch us. This is a good time, but it's typically I'm doing things usually later in the afternoon, so it may be not as much. But I think we'll do well. So anyway, hey, Marianne, so glad you guys are here with us. Okay, so if you have been following Are You My Cousin, you probably have noticed that I'm putting more content out on YouTube these days. So be sure and if you haven't, feel free to check out the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel because I do put out videos once a week for that. So, and if your YouTube's not your thing, that's okay. You can see them on the blog because I also put it on the blog as well. So either place is perfectly fine to watch to catch all the latest that we've got going on. And I'm not going to talk anymore about Are You My Cousin because we have Daniel here from MyHeritage. And so we're going to get right to what we're doing here. MyHeritage has come out with some really fantastic new tools and exciting things. I've been playing around with them today. And so I thought it'd be really great to have Daniel come over and talk with us about them because he's kind of he is my heritage go-to person.
Well,
um,
they call me genealogy expert at the office, but go-to person will work fine with me as well.
That work. Oh, well, definitely genealogy expert, yes, and the go-to. So yeah, we'll take it all, right? So, but I'm excited. I've been playing around with some of the new things at MyHeritage, and also, guys, to let you know as you come in, there MyHeritage has an exclusive offer for Are You My Cousin followers going on right now, and so I'll put the link to that. That's 50% off the complete plan that they have over there. Which after you hear Daniel talk about all these wonderful things, you're going to want to check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the chat for you guys in the comments. And then Daniel, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you and let you tell us about some of these really new tools that we've got going on. I can't talk today, guys. Going on at MyHeritage.
Okay, so I will start, Lisa, with a very good reason why getting that complete account.
Mhm.
And one of the many good reasons is that that will also give you access to the records. And right now, MyHeritage has 18.5 billion records. And I know that when we talked last week and when we were planning this, the number was 18.4. But
Right?
that's what happens on MyHeritage. I mean, I need to keep up to date with that number because it keeps growing literally day by day. And this is one of the goals of MyHeritage, to be able to release records almost on a daily basis. And we're quite there. And actually, just today, we released two very interesting collections with images and everything. One is the Belgium Antwerp civil registration marriages. So
Oh,
if you have family that got married in Belgium, chances are that you will be able to see the marriage record, and also the Friends Protestant Church marriages, which is another
Mm.
great collection from France. And yes, I do know that after MyHeritage acquired Philae, we have been adding a lot of material from France and the surrounding areas. But that's not the only one. Like yesterday, we released New Zealand and Belgium and Canada. And if you see me going with the eyes over the list, is because I am actually in my other monitor going over the collection catalog that MyHeritage has over there, because like really not even I can keep track of all these new collections that are out there available. So on their research on MyHeritage, on the menu, you will get able to see the collection catalog, and that is definitely one of the best ways to keep up to date with the new collections that are coming. Now, I have to be honest, I am a little bit lazy and don't have a lot of time. Okay, so I don't really do a lot of searches on the search engine. What I do is I wait for MyHeritage to load that collection, and like in a week after that, we run the record matches. And I wait for that email to come and say, hey, we found new records for your family. And then I will go and I will evaluate the record match. And most of the chances are correct, unless, of course, I have a Moses Cohen that is
Mhm.
matching everybody. It's like a John Smith. You
Yeah.
have it all over the world at any time in any place. So those are a
Mhm.
little bit more complicated, but
Yeah,
but
that's
all the others
interesting.
are very good.
I didn't realize that the turnaround was that quick for the discoveries portion, because
Hmm.
I'm with you. I do check periodically to see what new records have come out, but I didn't realize how quickly it translated over into those discoveries. I just got an email yesterday, I think, on some new records that have been discovered for one of my ancestors. I was like, woo! And then I went down the rabbit trail and did not get all my work done yesterday.
Well, yeah, that's probably the only downside of
Yeah.
all this. But if you're having fun, that's also important, right?
Yes. Yes.
So there you have it with the records, and we have many, many more coming down the pipeline. I actually was today on a meeting, and of course that I cannot reveal all the things that I heard, but really the collections, the quantity and the quality of the collections is really good. And one question a lot of people always ask me, well, how much of this is exclusive to MyHeritage? And of course, that I don't have an answer from the top of my head, but I can tell you that the answer will be kind of quite a lot, because we are partnering and we are working with archives all over the world to help them digitize, transcribe, and make those records available. So part of the partnership and the arrangements is to have that set of records exclusively on
Mhm.
MyHeritage.
Sounds good. There's a lot to look through, though. A lot to
Yeah.
discover still.
Now, the other new thing that MyHeritage released just a few days ago was this Manage Parents app, or feature. And it's not that it was not possible before. It has been always possible to set a pair of biological parents and an extra pair of adoptive parents. And especially after so many people doing DNA tests and going in deeper into their genealogy and realizing that, well, the family tree was not quite as they expected, and they found some surprises. We decided to hear our users that for a long time, I have to admit, are asking for an easier way to manage those dual parents. So we did it, and now it's very easy. We have an icon that will let you know whenever that person has another set of parents. So right there in the family tree, you will see it, because again, some people managed to do it before. It was a little bit complicated, and if I say so, I mean, believe me, was complicated. But now you can either click that icon or display the more menu for that person, and right there you will be able to set up not the one, not two, but three possible set of parents, because you can have the biological parents, you can have the adoptive parents, and we decided to include over there foster parents.
Hey,
So you have three options over there.
Daniel, can I interrupt you? Can you share your screen with us?
Oh, definitely. Yes, if I click here, and then wait 1 second. Now I need to find the button to share. Wait, oops, no, sorry, wrong button. Share my screen.
Yeah,
Yes, okay. So there you go. That is the icon
yeah.
that I was referring. And then when you click or you go over that button, you will see that this is the person has another set of parents behind. And when you click, you will be able, or as I said, from the more menu right there on the left panel, you will be able to see the set of parents. And in this case, I have a biological set and an adoptive set. This is, let's say, after I already discovered that I have two different set of parents. And I can change that also at any time, because if I made a mistake and I wanted this to be the adoptive of the or the foster, you can decide that at any time. And then you can add another set of parents. In this case, for example, the third set will be foster parents if you want, and it's as easy as typing the name of the first name and the last name of the person and filling the details at any time. And I'm seeing questions here in the comment,
Mhm.
and yes, it cover step parents as well. You can always set an extra father or mother and assigning as a step father. And one important thing, one important addition that MyHeritage did here is on the settings. Now you can decide which set of parents are the default. If you all your life knew your adoptive parents and you did your genealogy for your adoptive parents, and you want to keep them as the main parents seen on the tree, you can select that. Or if you want to show only the biologicals, or by default the biologicals, you can do that without any problem. So again, it's very easy, and for any person you can set very easily any set of parents right here.
That is such a nice feature to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I know several, and I'm thinking, going through my head and the little checklist. I'm like, oh, I need to do that with this side and this side and this. So yeah, definitely.
I again, I know personally that for people doing DNA tests, and let me just mention that you can either buy a DNA test with MyHeritage, or if you have a DNA test done with another company, uh, take advantage, download it from wherever you did it and upload it to MyHeritage totally free, and you will be able to get different matches because
Mhm.
MyHeritage has a different database. And that's how people are discovering some secrets and some true stories on their genealogy. And most of the people, I have to admit, are very welcoming, and are understanding that our ancestors did whatever they had to do, and we just need to embrace the new family that we discovered. I don't know, Lisa, if you see any other questions or you have any other questions regarding this new feature.
I don't see any over. I think people are good with that. I don't see any more questions about that particular one, about this particular feature. I'm just so excited that it's there and that it's easier to use since it's been there for a while. So I'm glad that it's going to be there. Oh, Melanie wanted to know what if one parent is biological and the other is adoptive?
Well, very easy. Like in this case, for example, uh, I have the names just to make very clear that those are the bio parents. But when you go into one of the parents and then you go into the advanced details of the parent, you can say that this father or mother is adopted or adoptive, and then you can marriage them and fix all those peculiarities that a lot of people are thinking, well, yeah, that's only happening on my family. No, well, your
Mhm.
family is special, but believe me, all the families have things like this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. And one thing I wanted to kind of ask you about, because this is something I try to avoid on my own tree, um, is that so like I know for sake of illustrating, you've got the bio father Smith, bio mother Smith, but as researchers building out our own trees, we really don't want to put bio versus adopted, correct? Because
Oh,
will
no,
that
no,
mess
no.
up the algorithm as far as the
Well,
names?
it will not mess the algorithms. We will understand that that's not the real name of the
Okay.
person, and then you have the name, like bio Daniel Horowitz, for example.
Hmm.
But no, 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 no. This is just to understand that
Okay.
Mr. Smith was married with Mrs. Smith, and they had a kid biologically. And if I go back on my slides. Oops, the other back. Uh, wait. You will see that I have also another set, which is the
Hmm.
adoptive father and the adoptive mother. But it's just to make sure and very clear the relationship of the people.
Got it.
And then, yes, the father actually married, had a second spouse, and adopted a kid, a girl over there. I'm just building all these crazy family tree samples to make it a little bit easier for people to understand and to follow.
Perfect. Perfect. I know. All right. You want to share with us the other really exciting
Oh,
news?
yes. Well, I already jumped the gun a little bit, but
Mel saw the slide. I was like, yes. I've
well,
been so
I
excited,
am,
guys.
yes, I am allowed to, or let's say that like this. I didn't ask permission for, but uh, no, no, but it's okay because let's start from the very beginning. Like MyHeritage has a mobile app, which is totally free. It's available both for Android and iPhone devices, and it will synchronize with the website. So whatever you do on the website, you will see it also on your mobile device. It takes advantage of the features of the mobile device, like the camera and the microphone, besides taking the pictures and uploading directly to the website. We have two very interesting features that will allow you to record voice either to a person on the tree or into a photo. And the way I use these two features is whenever I'm interviewing a person or I ask somebody questions from the family tree, I just activate that on the profile of the person. Or whenever I have an interesting picture, I show it to somebody and I activate the microphone there, and I will record whatever story that person has from the picture or about that photo. And all this is happening inside the app. Now, you already know that MyHeritage has developed a lot of tools and features for photos, and we keep doing that. And the latest one that we did, it's called the photo tagger. And the news is that if you already have an Android, and I know, Lisa, that you do have
Mhm.
one, so you already have that on your phone, on your app. And it's my understanding you were saying that you were enjoying
I
working with it and discover what the app can do for you.
I am. Yes, it works really well. And like I said, I do have the Android phone.
So I am an iPhone user. So I had to borrow a phone from the office in order to be able to do and to use the app. Because as we speak, and that is why I am allowed to talk about this, Apple is slowly releasing the version of the app that has this photo tagger. But the idea is that under the photo section, you now are going to see an option that says photo tagger. And when you go there, well, the first thing you're going to see is what this tool is about and what it's doing, because one of the things that we're very concerned at MyHeritage is to be transparent and to tell you everything, and to make sure that we comply with all the privacy laws from all over the world. So you will read that we will use artificial intelligence to go over your photos. And this is very important. I even underline it, because we're going to compare only the faces of the photos that you uploaded to your website. If we have an ancestor or a relative in common and you uploaded a photo to your website and I did to mine, MyHeritage will not cross over and will not identify those as the same person. Okay, so it's strictly under your website. And of course, you will need to agree to the use of the technology and MyHeritage to be able to perform all this. And it really takes a few seconds. And the technology is going to be calculating the resemble of those faces and all those images. The result is going to be quite simple. Two groups. One group is people that are in different pictures that we recognize are the same people, and because you tag them previously, we can, I'm not going to use the word guess, but pretty much know who this person is. And then the second group is still people that resembles people that look alike, but for whatever reason you have not tagged them, and then we have no idea who these people are. So I'm going to go first on the first example where we know who the person is, and we will show you all the pictures and we will highlight the face of the person that we're talking. And still, because this is technology, and even if it's an artificial intelligence, not always is 100% bulletproof. So we give you the option to agree or not to the suggestion. Now, there are other reasons, and we were also talking about that because, for example, my grandfather was an identical twin. And I mean, for much better than the technology could be, sometimes I have pictures of both brothers identified as one or the other.
Mhm.
So by manually accepting or not those suggestions, you will be able to tag all those pictures with that individual from your family tree very easy. And really, we're talking about hundreds of tags done in minutes. Okay. And this is one of the things that we used to have many, many, many years ago. I don't even know how many of those users today will remember we had that in the past. And we had to revamp the technology and recreate all this and now make it available for now on the mobile app. So right now it's not available on the website, but the plans are to be able to make those available actually on the website. So once you have tagged, that's it. You finish with one group, you can just go with the next one from the list of suggested people, or you can do what I'm doing it now, going over other faces that we detect and we have no idea who this person is because we don't have a previous reference tag. So here you have the option just to start typing the name of the person. And two things may happen. First, we may detect that this person that you're typing the name already exists in your family tree. Then it's just an issue of selecting the name of the person, and that's it. You will be assigning all those images to that individual in your tree. But you may have photos of people that you know and they are not in your tree. That's fine. You just need to finish typing the name of the person, and all those pictures are going to be tagged with that name, will not be associated with the family tree because you will not have that individual in the family tree, but at least those pictures are going to be tagged, they're going to have a name associated to them. And this is quite important because up till today, you actually have to go one by one into the pictures. The trick that I always suggest people is to go into the photo section, and there is a way over there to see the photos in a list view, and you can filter that list by, let's say, photos that don't have anybody tagged into it, and then you can tag it quite fast, but it's not as fast as this. So go ahead. If you have an Android, give it a try. If you have an iPhone, just a little bit more of patience. The official announcement probably will go on our blog on Sunday, and you will be able to go and update your app and start tagging the people in your pictures. You're really going to see that coming to life and having all the pictures with names.
I was amazed. Like you said, it's so fast to be able to do all of them together like that. It's so, which is probably why I haven't really done it on the website that much because I get started and then I get,
Yeah.
I mean, it takes time, but then I really like that. And I wanted to speak to what you were saying that the AI sometimes might not differentiate between, say, your identical twin of of your grandfather, that sometimes it is not 100%. But when we were talking earlier, I was looking at it, and I have some photos of my grandfather and his siblings when they were little children, and of course when they were adults, and that the program was actually tagging them correctly as adults and as children. Now when they got really young, like under, say, around 3ish or so, sometimes it was matching it with the wrong, it would match it to a
Yeah.
different sibling, which makes sense, and they all looked alike anyway. But I was still amazed that it was matching them to, say, the adult. But even when it just shows the siblings and it would get to the wrong sibling, as a researcher, that's a clue, and that tells me that for some reason that artificial intelligence algorithm says this group of people has enough characteristics that we think they're related. So maybe, it's a way to pick up other clues for some of those unknown individuals in
Hmm.
photographs, which I seem to have a lot.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I definitely I love when there's a new baby in the family, and everybody starts, oh, it looks identical of this and that, and no, come on, it's a baby. All the babies look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But as they grow up, they develop their own physical characteristics, and yes, that they will be more easier to associate. But yes, definitely that is a clue. And let me tell you a secret, Lisa.
Mhm.
Uh, when you agree to the suggestions, that is information that feedback the artificial intelligence. And when you say, no, this is not the person, we take that information and we feed back the system. So hopefully also during the upcoming months, the technology is going to become better and better.
In other words, it's learning kind of who does go with who or who does
Yeah.
match who and that kind of thing. It's really fascinating. I thought on the slide that you showed with the older gentleman, I think the Smith was the last name, and you had the
Hmm.
three pictures of it, and I thought it was really interesting that it would pick up that one where he's in profile, and it actually looks I don't know if it's really blurry, but he's in a group, and so he's very small, but yet that the algorithm picked that up, that this and identified him as that gentleman with the
Well,
last name of Smith.
remember, and probably that was the reason why, that we have
Yeah.
some technology already in place to repair photos, to
Hmm.
improve photos, and to colorize photos.
Ah, that's
So
true.
when you apply that and the photo becomes a better photo, then the artificial intelligence can build on that and say, okay, if I would look into the normal picture, this is kind of blurry, or probably I cannot identify the person.
Hmm.
But if I have an improved picture, and if I see enough resemblance, and just for everybody to understand probably a little bit of how this works, we just assign dots to the face, and the more dots that match, it means that has a bigger probabilities to be the same person.
Hmm.
So even if it's in to the side in a profile way, yeah, it may have enough resemblance to the other picture. And again, it's not only two pictures, and it's not only comparing one or two, it's comparing the whole group
Mm.
and learning from the whole group how this person looked at different ages, different stages of their life, with mustache, without mustache, different colors, different illumination, and those things are the ones feeding the artificial intelligence. And still, we may have two groups for the same person.
Hmm.
Okay, because one group resembles very much one picture that you tag in one at one time, and another group will not resemble that much to that previous group, but will resemble another one.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it is a learning process, and the more you tag, the better the technology comes, and you will enjoy better.
So does the photo tagger, does it do any improvement to the photograph, the enhancement, and then it tags it automatically, or is it
Well,
just tagging?
the improvement is done like on the servers,
Okay.
not necessarily applied to the picture,
Okay.
as you can do whenever you go into the photo and you apply
Hmm.
the certain tool. But we're taking advantage of all the tools in our box just to make sure that the matches and the suggestions are as accurate as we can.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I love that little picture, the slide previous, and it actually did match to that little boy that was kind of a darker photo, and it did
Hmm.
match to him. And I was like, wow, that's really that. I mean, that's a big difference between that one and the first one where the gentleman is in profile. That's
And
amazing.
as I was saying, and I shared the link over there in the chat. I don't know if you can copy and just move it to the comments on the YouTube and in the Facebook. If not now, later on.
Okay.
Uri Gonen, which is the product manager behind this feature,
Hmm.
actually gave a webinar yesterday at the Legacy familytreewebinars.com. And you can go there and you can hear it, as I said, from the mouth of the horse. Just don't tell Uri I call him a horse. And you can see exactly how all this works, and he has a demonstration over there. And yep, that's the link right
Yeah.
there. And it's a free webinar, and you can watch it and you can hear the questions and the answers specifically about this tool as well. This is the very latest that MyHeritage is bringing you.
Yeah, it really is, because I really, until I got that email, I guess I opened that email this morning. I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, I didn't even have it on my list to ask you about, because I knew that probably wasn't going to happen. So I was like, oh my gracious, it's live, it's real, it's good to go. I'll be,
Yes.
you know what I'll be doing when we get done here, right? I'm like,
I know a lot of people are probably doing it right now. Only those
yeah,
from Androids, probably. Yes, I know.
yeah. Somebody had a
Just
question.
mhm.
Would she be able to use this app on her Windows PC laptop?
Well, I have to be honest, I don't know. Like, if you're able to download apps, regular apps,
Hmm.
I will guess. Well, I know that Windows has this Microsoft Store,
Hmm.
and I don't think that MyHeritage has the app on the Microsoft Store. I
Okay.
know that it's in the Google Android Store, whatever you call it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I am used to the Apple Store.
Google Play is
The
what they call it.
Okay, the Google Play.
The
So
Google Play.
either Google Play or the Apple Store. Um, I would say, Janine, just give it a try.
Yeah.
That's the worst that can happen is a bummer, and you will say, no, it's not compatible. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm not sure either. I mean, I use Windows, but I don't I don't know
Well,
either.
it
I haven't
depends on
taken.
the computer, or on the system, because I know that today things, let's call it things, they look like laptops, but they're consider mobile devices, or
Yeah.
tablets, and the tablets have keyboards, and then you convert it into a laptop. Yeah, I stick with my Windows computer, and I know that on the Windows there is a software and the option to go through the browser,
Hmm.
but this photo tagger is only yet available on the mobile device, on your mobile app.
Yeah. Which, and I mean, it works. It's very easy to navigate and to work through really, again, quickly, and be able to. I didn't have any issues with. I did quite a few just in a few minutes waiting, before this started today. So I was perfectly happy, because I always have the phone with me,
Well,
unfortunately.
that's the beauty, and that is what we are also seeing on MyHeritage. Like, we always have those devices with us.
Mhm.
In fact, I remember kind of a punchline: "Don't leave home without it." Okay, it was for a credit card back
Right.
then. Like today, forget the credit card. Your phone, you can even pay with him whenever
Mhm.
you go. So we all have it all the time. And in the other hand, just as you said, if I'm even waiting for a bus or a train, or I'm waiting in an appointment, I have 5 minutes. Why not dedicate those 5 minutes productively into
Mhm.
your genealogy? And it could be both uploading a picture, or colorizing, repairing it, searching for a record, adding a person to your family tree, or just going into the photo tagger and tag people much easier.
Yeah, definitely. I'm always checking that, because I have, and a lot of, if people who follow me for a while know, I have a large collection of old family photos. Basically, literally, when I started family history, my aunt showed up with boxes. I've been trying to clean out my bed, under my bed, and I didn't know what to do with these. Here. And so, I mean, it was a lot of stuff, but in it were a lot of photographs, and they were not labeled. And I've gotten a good portion of them done, but there's this whole collection. I don't even know if these people are related to me. But when I'm running them through this type of like the photo tagger, it's showing me groups of people that are matching, and I'm like, okay, so I have three, and these three photos are all the same person, and I didn't even realize. And I figure if I have three photographs of the same person, it's a higher chance they are actually a relative, and I need to dig into that more than a friend, because this was during the time from the early 1900s when the Kodak put out the Brownie camera. And so people were doing a lot more
Mm-hmm.
photograph. It was kind of like social media for my great grandmother, and she took advantage of it. Trust me, thank goodness. But so we ended up with a lot more photographs, and people are like, "Oh no, I don't think they're related. I really think they're family." I've asked everybody, and I'm like, when you start running it through this type of program, you start to realize, wait, I think I'm onto something here. And so it's just a really helpful way of picking that up. And I like it when it maybe misses it just by a hair, so to speak, because then I'm like, okay, well, I know they're not the same person because I know who this person is. But if the artificial intelligence thinks they match, maybe they're related somehow. And I need to, kind of narrows
Yeah.
that focus down a little bit on my research.
And what you're saying is totally right, and there is a way of improving your research, because even today on my daughter's Instagram account, most of the pictures are, well, selfies. That's one option, of course, now,
Mhm.
but with the family. And the more people you have together, the closest the relationship. Like, you will have more people, more pictures with your spouse or and your kids than with a cousin or an uncle. Okay,
Mhm.
because also you don't see them as often.
Right.
Now, I was preparing here something that I mentioned before, and I don't know how many of you are actually aware of the list view on the website. So let me see. Okay, so
There we
yes.
go.
So this is the list view, and you can get it right here from the top right corner. And the advantage of this is that you can actually filter your pictures by decades, and very important also for those who don't have a date. And I'm pretty sure that you will have same problem as me and as everybody. We don't date the pictures that we uploaded. So this is also something that you can do in a little bit of time. You have the same thing for places, and this will be another clue where your relatives are, because
Mhm.
chances are that the pictures are taken in the places where they live, where they were born, where they died. Okay, so by like my case, 150 pictures in Israel. Well, I have been living here already for 15 years, 16 years, so it's understandable that I have that many. I didn't lived in Ukraine, but I did a family tour over there, and then Venezuela, which is the place where I was living. But you were mentioned people, and here I can find all those people that are or pictures that are untagged. And this has kind of a caveat, because it means that the picture should not have any person tagged. If I have a picture with 20 people over there and I tagged one, that already doesn't come as an untagged photo. So
Okay.
that is where the photo tagger comes in place. But this is me and this is my father. So what I can do here is just look, like I have
Mhm.
70 pictures of me and 70 pictures of my father. But if I want, I can tell the filter just to show me only those pictures where we're both together. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
here, for example, you see that from the 70 and 70 that I have, There are just a few that we appeared in both. So this
Mhm.
will also be a way to try to find out your relationship to that person. And I have to say that I am really surprised that I only coincided with my father from 70 photos in only four.
Wow.
Definitely, yeah, I need to go over the tags because those are not properly tagged. But you can see that I have been dedicated to tag in this photo. I have 55 people tagged over there. And
Wow.
so this is another way of doing genealogy and taking advantage of the pictures and the tags and the place. And the good thing about the filter also is that right from here, you can just click and add a date. It's that easy, or add a place. And yes, I am hearing you. Not everybody knows this. Okay.
I
It is
knew
very
I actually
easy.
I had forgotten about that fee. I know in my head that you could do that, but I totally forgot. But it makes it so there's really no reason that not to do
Now,
it when you
now,
know it.
definitely. Now, let me give you uh, the best tip on how to manage these photos. I am looking now for the word wedding. And if
Mhm.
I put the names of the pictures properly, and also here I can actually change the name or assign a name to the picture. And if I have all the wedding pictures of a person, it will be easier just to tag or to assign a place and a
Mhm.
date to a bunch of pictures. Okay,
That makes sense.
so
Yes.
using the titles and using the filters and using the search, using everything combined, it is definitely the good way, or the right way to advance your genealogy.
Exactly. I did it seems like I mentioned this somewhere in a previous Facebook Live or something I did a couple years ago, but as researchers, we overlook photographs as an actual record source per se. I treat researching in the in photographs and how I analyze them and how I tag them, how I can work with them as actually a resource, as a genealogy resource, because like you say, if there's a reason that my great grandmother had three pictures of this gentleman. Now, it
Hmm.
could be that that was her boyfriend for that time period. I don't know, but, or there's a reason that she shows up in the picture with who she does. And it's important for me to know because most likely it's somebody who meant a lot to her. Most likely it was a relative. And so, or or a collateral family. So it's so important to treat those and evaluate those photographs every bit as much as we do an actual, will or estate record type thing.
and
Photos are my soapbox, Daniel. I'm like, whoo.
Yeah, and you need to take in account also, Lisa, that at least my grandma always told me, in those days, in order to have a picture, like they have to make an appointment with
Hmm.
the photographer from the big city nearby to come
Hmm.
to their town and take that picture. It's not
Hmm.
like today that my kids just shoot pictures to every dog that walks the street, as I say. Okay. Yeah, definitely there is a reason, and then I'm pretty sure it's an important reason
Hmm.
why they took that picture and
Right.
why
And
they hold to that picture after so many years.
right. And it was an expense too, because for us
Oh,
it's not an
yeah.
expense to do this. And you didn't just take pictures of the dog. Although there's always a dog in my family photos from back in the early 1900s. There are people there too, but the dogs, there's always a dog. Anyway.
Maybe they were dog people.
Well, they were. It was rural, and it was rural, the rural South. But also,
Now imagine just telling one of your kids that they need to shoot the picture and wait for the film to end, to
uh,
take it to the store and develop it, and wait a week to go and pick up the
yeah.
printouts, right?
And you need to shoot three of them because you might not get the first one. You'll never know until you get it back. We're dating ourselves
Yes.
here. Okay. So, guys, if you have other questions for Daniel, feel free to pop them in the comments. We'll make sure we'll take advantage while we've got him here. And I will pop in the link to that offer that MyHeritage is graciously doing for the Are You My Cousin followers with the 50% off the complete plan. And that is for new subscribers. And that is good through the 31st. Let me just double check that. So, hang on.
Now, I would like to clarify that, Lisa, because I saw a comment
Oh,
previously. Like, you may be a subscriber of MyHeritage, okay? You may be registered on MyHeritage, but if you are not paid till now, then you can take advantage of the offer. And this is a very good time to start becoming a paid member.
Yes, they are doing. And Daniel, are you showing up in any conferences coming up that people might want to find you at?
Well, for all of those in Europe, I do know our country managers will be in Sweden, will be in Belgium, France, and Norway. For the people in the States, we all will need to wait until March for Rootstech. I am already scheduled to be there in person, and I'm very
Me too.
happy.
And I'm going to be there in person too. I'm so excited.
Excellent. Yes, I mean, it's time that we can safely meet together and have some time face to face. And then probably the regular ones through the year, NGS, Jamboree, if it goes back to be in person. I heard the IHAGS has really good plans, the Jewish one. Ontario, it's also one that I like to go. In Ohio, since I made the mistake one time to register for the wrong OGS.
Oh no.
I was thinking one and went to the other. But you know what? I had such a great time and I enjoy so much meeting with people at conferences that since then I decided to attend as many as I can.
Yeah, I think they're great. They're really good as a place to just bounce ideas off of. And I mean, certainly learning from all the lectures, but I think I learn as much in the hallways as I do in the classes sometimes, just to be able to chat with people and kind of pick people's brains and just, talk things through. So anyway, all right, guys, I don't see any more questions, Daniel, but thank you so much for coming on today and sharing with us about how to manage the multiple sets of parents and all those wonderful new records that are coming out. And of course, the photo tagger that's new and ready to roll. So, and for those iPhone people, hang in there. It's coming.
Yes. Just a little bit of patience. It's Apple who is releasing it slowly. I mean, they have their own rules. But yeah, it's coming. Like by next week, I can guarantee you will have it on your phone.
Wonderful. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you either over on the YouTube channel or on my website. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.